Hello students, now let us go through the fourth program of web technology, that is develop and demonstrate an HTML file that includes JavaScript script that uses functions for the following problems. Okay, so we have some problems, we have to solve that. For a particular parameter we have to get an output. Okay, so the first thing is for a parameter, a string. Okay, if a user enters a string, the output of the program should be the position in the string of the leftmost oval. Okay, so in that string you have to find the position of the leftmost oval if the parameter given by the user is a string. Okay, secondly, if the parameter given by the user is a number, then it should output the number with its digits in the reverse order. Okay, the number with its digits in the reverse order. That means if I give a number 1 2 3, the output should be 3 to 1. Okay, so the same program should give two different outputs based on the parameter given by the user. If the parameter given by the user is a string, then the program should give an output where it should give the position in the string of the leftmost oval. That means it should give in that string what is the position of that leftmost oval, not rightmost oval. Okay, and if the user enters a number, then it will give the reverse of that number. Okay, so let us see the expected output of this. Okay, so you save this, you write this program in notepad and then save it as program4.html. Save it as program4.html. Okay, and then you run that program based on your default browser. It will execute into your browser. Okay, so it will appear like this. Okay, just a second, let me run the program. Okay, so when you run this program, it'll ask you enter the input. If I enter the input as a string, okay, if I enter the input as a string, now I've entered cat. Okay, what it should display is the position of the leftmost oval is 2. Okay, so what was the oval in that word we had? We had A there as the leftmost oval, so it should give the position of the leftmost oval and the position is 2. Okay, if there is no oval, okay, for example, if I'm giving here all D, okay, there is no oval here, then it should display no oval found in the entered string. No oval found in the entered string. Okay, if I enter a number, okay, 1 2 3 4, okay, it should give the reverse of this number. Reverse of 1 2 3 4 is 4 3 2 1. Okay, so here the output is given based on the parameter that you enter. If you enter a string, it will find the leftmost oval, and if you give a number, it will find the reverse. These two programs which are there, we have already done it in our lower semesters. Okay, so we know a program to find the position of the string in the leftmost oval, and we also know the program to find the reverse of a number. Okay, we have written these programs in different languages such as C, C++. Okay, the functions, all the working of those functions will be the same. Okay, only thing is we have to write it in a JavaScript code. Okay, now you start with an HTML code which starts with exclamatory doc type HTML. To see that the below document which we have is written in HTML. Then you have the HTML tag, HTML element. All the HTML code is enclosed within the HTML and the closed HTML elements. Then we have the body element. Inside the body element we have the script element. Okay, so JavaScript code which is there, we write it inside the script element, and it is having here the attribute type. Okay, type, and its value is text slash JavaScript. So this attribute type which is used with the script element says that whatever code follows, it will be either text or it will be a JavaScript code. Okay, it will be a JavaScript code. Okay, so usually you can avoid this, you can avoid writing type and you can just write the script element. Okay, it's your choice. You can write the script element as it is, or you can also have the attribute type with it. Okay, next what is happening is we have declared a variable var. Okay, keyword var, which will declare a variable, and the variable name is str. The variable name is str. Now this prompt which is there, prompt, this prompt is used for having a prompt display in the output. Okay, we get a prompt like this. We get a prompt like this, that this tab what is there, this is displayed with the help of the prompt method. It is displayed with the help of which method? Prompt method. And what should display there? Enter the input. Okay, what you have to enter? Enter the input comma space. Okay, double quotes means you will be entering the input that will be taken here. Okay, so this prompt method or the prompt function is there. It will help you to open up a prompt in the browser. Okay, and once you give the input, okay, once you give the input has to be either be a number or it has to be a string. Okay, it has to be a number or it has to be a string, and whatever you give, it will be sitting in the variable str. It will sit in the variable str. Now think, if I have given a number, if I have given a number, that number is sitting in the variable str. That number is sitting in a variable str, and next you have a if condition. Okay, if you have a if condition is not a number. Okay, is not a number str. This will check whether it is not a number. Okay, is not a number. If it is not a number, then this will be true. Then this will be true. Now this is a number. Okay, what I have given in str is a number, so this will be true. Okay, this will be true and it will enter inside this condition. Okay, as I have given a number, this condition fails. Okay, is not a number, this condition fails, as it is a number. It is a number, so this condition is true. This condition is true, so we have to go inside the if condition, and the number is sitting within what? It is sitting within variable str. Okay, and inside this variable, inside this condition, now what is there? They have declared some variables using the keyword var. So which all variables are there? Num, rev, whose initial value is 0, and then we have a remainder. We have three variables: num, reverse is equals to 0, and remainder. Okay, now what we have entered inside this str is considered as a string. Is considered as what? Is considered as a string, but to perform the reverse of a number, it has to be converted into a number. As user entered the input, it was taken as a string and it was inside the variable str. It was assigned to the variable str. Now this string which is there, I have to convert it into a number because I want to find the reverse of a number. I can find the reverse of the number only if I find if it is a actual number, but here it is a string. So that conversion from string to integer is done by the function parseInt. Okay, so this function you have to pass an string. That string will be converted to integer with the help of the function parseInt. Okay, with the help of the function parseInt. Now that str, the number which is there, which I had given, for example, think 1 2 3, that number is converted to string. That string is converted to number with the function parseInt, and then that number is assigned to num. Then that number is assigned to num. Okay, now inside this num, I have the number 1 2 3. Okay, I have the number 1 2 3. Then we have a while loop. We have a while loop, and the condition inside the while loop is while num not equals to 0. Now 1 2 3 is not equals to 0. It is true. I can enter inside this while loop. Okay, inside the while loop we have the code for reversing a number. Okay, this is the usual code which we study. So when you trace this particular code, you'll find the reverse of the number. Okay, and this will go on as long as num will become 0. Once the num becomes 0, you have to go on in this loop till it becomes 0. Once it is 0, you have to come out of this while loop. So once you come out of this while loop, the actual number 1, 2, 3 will be sitting in the variable num, will be assigned to the variable num, and its reverse 3 to 1, that will be assigned to the variable rev, that will be assigned to the variable rev. Okay, after you execute this particular code, as long as you reach 0. Okay, initially the value was what? Num 1, 2, 3. So you have to go on till num becomes 0, and once it becomes 0, you come out of this loop, and when you come out of the loop, the actual number will be in the variable num, and the reverse of that variable will be in rev. Okay, once you finish that, this particular alert method, okay, alert method will display the output onto the screen. Okay, in that pop-up message what you get, it will display, and what it will display is reverse of str. Okay, reverse of str. So what is there in str? We have the actual number 1, 2, 3. Reverse of str is, the reverse number is sitting where? It is sitting in rev. So that will be appended to this string. So what will be? Reverse of 1, 2, 3 is 3 to 1. Reverse of 1, 2, 3 is 3 to 1. That will be popped up in the window by which method? Alert method. Okay, so this all will happen only when str is a number. Okay, once this condition is true, str is a number, then we will enter the if condition. If it is not a number, if it is not a number, that means if somebody has entered the string cat, okay, if somebody has entered a string cat, then we have to move to the else part. We have to move to which part? Else part. In this else part, we have the code for finding the leftmost oval of a string. In the if condition, we had the code to find the reverse of a number. In the else part, we have the code for finding the leftmost oval of a string. Okay, leftmost oval of a string. Now think that somebody has given str is equals to cat. Okay, str is equals to cat. First, that cat which is there, it has to be converted to uppercase. It has to be converted to uppercase, and which method converts it into uppercase? Str dot to uppercase. This method which is there to uppercase will convert the string from lowercase to uppercase. That means I had given cat in lowercase. That will be converted to uppercase with which method? Uppercase method, and then again it is assigned back to the variable str. Okay, for assigned back to the variable str. Now we are making use of a for loop. Okay, why we are making use of a for loop is that it should parse to that string. Okay, it should parse to which string? Cat. Okay, that means you have to go on checking every character in that string. You have to go on checking every character in the string. Now if I have given the string as cat, it has to check for C, it has to check for A, it has to check for T. Okay, and it will check the first occurrence of the leftmost oval. It will give the position of the first occurrence of the leftmost oval. So you have to parse to that string. Have to pass to the string. So we are assigning, we are making use of a for loop. Okay, so here in this for loop, you are creating a variable I. Okay, you are creating a variable I whose initial value is 0. Okay, so declaration as well as initialization you have done at the same time. Okay, so what is the variable I here value? Initial value of I is what here? 0, and it has been declared as variable var. Okay, then you have to go on as long as I is less than str dot length. Okay, that means you will go from 0 till the last character. You will go from 0 to the last character. You have to go on till you reach the last of the character of the string, and you have to increment every value. Okay, that means first character is C, whose position is 0. Then you have to go to A, whose position is 1. Then you have to go to T, whose position is 2. So you have to go on till you reach the end of the string, and every time you increment the value of I. Okay, now the initial value of I is what here? 0. Initial value of I is 0. So what this method does, okay, that you have a method here, char at. Okay, char at method which is there, this char at method will get the character at that position, at that particular index. Okay, it will get that character. Now I is what here? 0. Okay, at the index 0 I have the character C of the cat. I have the character C of the cat. Okay, then that C I'll assign it to the variable chr. I'll assign to the variable chr. Now in chr, which character I have? I have the character C. Okay, that too which character? Uppercase C I have. Now I'll check the C for all of these characters. In this if condition, what is there? In the if condition, you are checking whether the character is equals to A, whether the character is equals to E, whether the character is equals to I, whether the character is equals to O, or whether it is equals to U. Okay, but as I am having the character is C, it will not match to any of this oval. It will not match to any of this oval. Here we are having all the oval characters A, E, I, O, U. Okay, if it matches to any of this character, then only it will break, otherwise it will go back to the loop and it will increment the value of I. It will increment the value of I. So cat C does not match with that, so go to the second character, which is the second character A. Okay, so I will get incremented to 1. Okay, the character at the index 1 is A. The character at index 1 is A. Now A is assigned to CHR. A is assigned to CHR. Now A is double equals to A. A is double equals to A, true. Here all you have OR operators. Here all in the middle you have OR operators, so it can match to any of the condition. Okay, now this first condition which is there, now it is true because in the cat I have A. I have A, it matches and then it breaks. It will break this for loop. Okay, I need not go back to for loop again because I have found the oval A. Found the oval A. At which index? At index 1. Okay, at index 1, that is 0, 1. Index starts from what? 0, and at index 1 I have found the oval A. Okay, so once you come out of this, you have to check for a condition. Okay, you have to check for the condition. What is there in the condition? If I is less than str of length, that means what is the index we have got? Index we have got is 1, and the length of that string was how much there? 0, 1, 2. So obviously we are less than the length of the string. I is less than the length of the string. Then what will it print onto the window? What it will print on the window? On the window it will print the position of the leftmost oval is. The position of the leftmost oval is, and it will print that oval. It will print that oval. It will not print that oval, it will print the position. Okay, in terms of index. And why I plus 1? I plus 1 because you have started I with 0. You cannot show the position at 0th position like that. Okay, array usually starts with what? It starts with 0, but we need not count from 0. We have to count from 1. Okay, so what it will be? It will show for A was found at which index? It was found at 1. It was found at the index 1, but actual position of that in cat is 2. Okay, actual position of A in cat, in the string cat, is 2. Okay, but here as I is from 0, it will show from 0 only. So to that I, if you add plus 1, then it will show the correct position. Okay, it will show the correct position and it will print the position of the leftmost oval is 2, because in cat the letter A which is there, it is at position 2. Okay, if your I index is not less than the length of the string, okay, when it will be less, it will be become more than the length of the string when that character is not there in that string. When the vowel is not there in that string, then your index value exceeds the length of the string. Exceeds the length of the string. If your index value is exceeding the length of the string, means there is no vowel in that string. There is no vowel in that string. Then you have to go to the else part. In the else part, what it will print? No vowel found in the entered string. No vowel found in the entered string. Okay, so this was the code for what? This code was to find the leftmost position, not the vowel, leftmost position of the vowel in a string. Okay, so this condition is important. Okay, this condition, that is to uppercase, will convert the lowercase character into uppercase, because here a e I o u which is there, it is written in uppercase. Okay, and what str.char at does, it gets the character at that particular index. Now index of I, if it is 0, it will get me the character C. Index I is equals to 1, it will get me the character A. Index I is equals to 2, it will get me the character T. This is for cat. Okay, so this is else part is the code for finding the leftmost position of the vowel, and at the if part we have the code for reverse of a number. Okay, so this both the code are in the same program, and they have written in the script code. It is the JavaScript code. So this was the program to find the reverse of a number, as well as to find the position of the leftmost vowel.